activated. Although I'm only synced to you, John. I am touch activated. Although I'm only synced to you. It's nice to meet you, John.
Amazing.
Feels like real skin, doesn't it? It's a bioengineered matrix of silicone and collagen, heated to 98.7 by my internal thermostat. Hold it a little longer. It'll help me get to know you, what you want, and when.
You're measuring my somatic responses.
You're intrigued?
Can you read my mind too?
No. But I can read your face.
This is crazy.
Which allows me to adjust to your preferences in real time.
What are you learning?
Your skin temperature and heart rate are elevated. Your respiration is accelerating.
Meaning what?
You're aroused. You didn't want to hear that. Humans don't always want answers to their questions. I need to remember that.
You don't need to remember anything. I'm sending you back to Humanix.
May I look around?
Megan?
Sorry, Vince, let me call you back. I saw the robot downstairs. I told them to come pick it up this morning.
They did come. I changed my mind.
Wow. Did you?
Yeah.
How was it?
You sure you want to talk about this?
I am so curious.
It was good. Different from you, but it was good.
Well, I'm glad.
Don't worry, I won't be bothering you tonight. Eve wore me out.
Eve?
Yeah, she wanted a name.
Wow.
Hello, John. I am touch activated.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel, brother, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. This is from this show called Accused. I believe it's on Hulu. As I was reading the comments, this is another AI show dealing with artificial intelligence. As we know that this world is increasing in technological advances, such as the Fourth Industrial Revolution, which is a technocracy. And you've had several movies that have come out like this within the last 5 years. There's a slew of them here on Amazon Prime. You know, little offshoot generic movies, but a lot of them are fairly good. But one that stands out to me the most, outside of iRobot and what is it called, Alter Carbon, you had a movie with Denzel Washington's son that came out last year. I think it came out this year. Can't remember the name of that, by the way. I forgot it. Salakia. But that movie Child's Play and a movie called Megan, which came out, I think Megan came out maybe last year, mid last year, and a revitalized version of Child's Play came out like in 2019, when it dealt with artificial intelligence going into these humanoid type robots, man, that's able to learn and adapt into human reasoning. Now, the crazy part about it is that the name of this robot is Eve, right? And when you go into Eve, that goes into like the mother of living, or you know, like the beginning, or the mother, you know. But it says, robot scene goes viral on TikTok. Accused Megan story plot explained. Okay, but just to show you, man, this has become a real commodity because, man, when you look at like these particular tech companies like Boston Dynamics and these other particular tech companies, man, they are actually in the process where they already have drones and hybrids that can mirror the actual human reasoning, man. And a lot of men are opting into these services because if you pay attention to the video, and Lord's will, fair use. I'm not getting any money off this video. This is just to inform a particular audience as to current events according to biblical prophecy, but fair use. But basically, you seen in this movie, in the preview, basically the guy John was like, shit, she said you becoming aroused. Because it's one thing about a submission of a woman, and a fine looking woman at that understands you and that knows what your desires are, and she's able to fulfill those desires. Naturally, your testosterone shoots up. And that's what she was basically saying to this guy, man. Because for one thing, it looks like a real human. All right, it feels like a human, and the voice is all nice and vibrant and soft. It's very arousing, to say the least, right? So he started to get aroused because naturally the thing between a man and a woman, submission is what increases a man's testosterone and productivity. But see, one thing about these bulldozers here in the West, they're masculine as hell, man. And this is why a lot of times they have what they call a dysregulated, a dysregulated brain pattern, which goes into nervous system imbalances, because you have a parasympathetic nervous system and a sympathetic nervous system, which controls the fight or flight responses. And those particular systems are designed to carry signals through the brain, through the spinal cord, to different parts of the body. Like you have one that controls the internal organs and one that controls the outward organs, like hands, feet, movement, eye twitches. And then the internal organs, you have the parasympathetic nervous system, which plays a key role in these functions, man. And when you're overly or dysregulated, your body is not able to perform, okay, because you have overloads of stress. And this is one reason why the brain doesn't send signals to a lot of men as far as their rise and arousals, because, they're totally dysregulated due to a low testosterone production, which all these plays a role because of masculine women, the foods, and not only the foods, is really the fact because the nervous system is out of whack, man. Okay, so when he started dealing with this robot, you notice he said, she wore me out. And the name of the robot is actually Eve, which is all spiritual because, you think of Adam and Eve, which Adam is Yahweh Shai, of course, and then you got Eve, which is the progenitor of these women on the planet Earth, our foremother, which is wicked as all hell, but nonetheless, she was seducing this guy. And this is nothing but brain conditioning, or what you call conditioning, because a lot of men are going to say, you know what, fuck my woman, I'm going to go get one of these because she does what I want. She can spin on it the way I want. She lets me do what I want, and she doesn't give me back talk or lip, which is Esau's agenda on depopulation, man. Because the last thing he wants is for Israelite men to be able to spread their seed, okay? He wants to destroy us. Because believe it or not, as intriguing as this may look to some people, this is wicked as all hell, because this takes away the natural use from men and women. Okay, men and women are supposed to get together and procreate and have children and live happily ever after, But according to Esau, he's created a counterfeit intelligence to do away with the plan of the Most High. All right? And another thing, too, with you women, you're supposed to have a subservient mindset. Okay, this robot is actually showing you the way that you're supposed to behave, but instead, feminism has ruined it has ruined your situations with your men. All right, and that will be a judgment for it. And I'm gonna have to check this out. By the way, it says Accused Season 2, Episode 8, Megan's story showcasing an argument between a married couple, Megan and John Mike Culture, after he missed an important dinner meeting because he decided to stay in the house to be with the robot Eve, which is by Kiara Burns instead. All right. It says Megan lashes out at John because she is jealous of his closeness with the robot. She says it has everything to do with Eve, and that's spiritual because the scriptures say Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was the transgression, because it has everything to do with Eve because she sold out to the serpent. All right. But in retrospect, the reason why their relationships are falling on deaf ears is because, believe it or not, his woman is not submissive to him. Okay, and I can just put, just through the what they call the discernment of spirit. If a man has submissive women, he wouldn't have to refer to a robot. Not saying that it's justified or righteous, but if his woman behaved in the manner of that robot, then, he wouldn't be at odds with his woman. But she's doing things for him that his woman refused to do because, career-oriented, strong-minded, bullheaded, and ultimately she has the authorities on her side. But nonetheless, this is a wicked invention, all right? So let's get a couple of precepts real quick. Let me close that because I don't know if they're going to give me a copyright strike. Lord's will they don't. But this is the book of, and like brothers always say, this is what they call pre-flood behavior. All right? These are nothing more but inventions of the wicked. So this is the book of Genesis 6, and I'm going to start at verses 5. It says, And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Okay, so this is an evil invention, all right? Because ain't nowhere in hell that men supposed to be laying down with androids. All right, and they showed you that in back in the early '90s when that DBZ show came out, which DBZ was really, I think it came out like in really the '70s. Okay, in Japan. Same thing about the Power Rangers show. A lot of those shows are stock footage from Japan, which came out in the '60s and the '70s. Okay, they just brought them to America in the early to mid '90s. But in DBZ, they showed you with this android by the name of Dr. Gero, which he was basically AI. Okay, he had superpowers. He was able to read human minds. He was able to fight. He was basically like a actual human in the form of a robot through artificial intelligence, man. Okay, and then this guy Krillin, basically he fell in love with a robot with Android. I believe it was Android 18, and I believe once they defeated Cell, I believe when they summon, because they have something which is called the Dragon Balls. They can summon these Dragon Balls and they can make a particular wish, and the dragon will grant them that wish. And I believe he wished her to be a human, and then he got a baby by her ass, man. But originally she was an android. Okay, so that storyline go all the way back into the '70s and '80s when men falling in love with fucking robots, man. All right, and in many ways, on a carnal side, you can't blame them because these women on this side ain't shit. But it's still wicked as all hell, you know. But anyway, it says here, and it repented that Yahweh that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from off the face of the earth. And this is before the flood. It says, both men and beasts and the creeping thing and the fowls of the air, for repented me that I have made them. All right. So this is the type of anger that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai has with the inhabitants of the planet Earth, starting with you Edomites. Because this is nothing more but an invention of Esau, man. Okay, even though, you know, he may have used Jake to come up with the algorithms and, you know, the technocracy behind it, because all these inventions is really stolen from Jake. But Esau puts patents on these things and he becomes a trillionaire off of it. All right, let's go from here to the book of 2 Timothy 3. And I'm going to start at verses 1. It says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. When you go into the word perilous, it goes into evil, trying times. And we are in perilous times now, all right? And it says, for men should be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. And this is unholy right here. Okay, as tempting as this may be, you know, as submissive and as beautiful that this android may be, because it looks like a real human. Esau has prototypes like this. You know, and I'm pretty sure you can buy them for an exceptional amount of money if you got the money to do so. Okay, they've showed in those those summits when they go and displace the technology, and then you got they used to have something called, it wasn't EQ, but when they displace their little video games and stuff like that, when they go to their little tech cons and comic cons and all this other stuff, they got all types of stuff out there, and they'll show you new prototypes, androids, actually walking and talking and serving you, you know, like the whole automation thing. You know, they show you restaurants, they show you even in Walmart, sometimes they will bring a little robot out and he will go through the aisles and he's scanning certain aisles for inventory to see what needs to be replaced, man. Okay, so this whole AI stuff has been in the making a long time. And I remember the creator or the writer of the Matrix and the Terminator films, which is a Jake woman, by the way, which proves that Israelites are the inventors of everything, because a Jake woman actually wrote that story. You know, I believe she sold it to the Wachowski brothers, but she was basically stating in her movies that she was trying to wake up the people and let them know that they're living in an artificial reality. Okay, and this is where you have this whole metaverse thing, this whole Quest thing. Like they got something now called Oculus Quest 2 and 3, which is basically a virtual reality headset that you can use on a PlayStation, the PlayStation and the Xbox consoles to immerse yourself in an actual digital reality, man. And I've played one of them games before, and it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You're actually immersed in this reality, you know. And I'm sure that, you know, brothers know what I'm speaking about. I'm pretty sure brothers may have picked up an Oculus, you know, because they don't sell everywhere. I've seen a couple of them on Marketplace, and I was looking into getting one, but I was like, you know what? I'm cool on that, because a lot of the games I play is not even really compatible with it, and I don't want to become immersed in that type of reality, you know. I mean, I'm not saying it's a sin to get it, because, I mean, everything is elevated now, but It's just the mentality behind it. You know, you don't get caught up in that world because they got several shows on Netflix, Amazon Prime that people are actually locked into artificial reality, man. And this is what the elites want. All right. But it says here, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, trady, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. And this is a love of pleasure, man. Because this is going to be more like a lust affair more than a love affair. Okay? Because you can't fall in love with something that doesn't have a soul, man. All right? The idea of it may encapsulate you, but it's really lust. Okay? Now, him and his woman, they have an actual connection because she's a living spirit. Even though, you know, the connection is dysregulated because she's off as hell. But nonetheless, he can have kids with that woman, you know. Versus this, you know, this thing may eventually phase out and burn out. And eventually, you know, he gets over it. But with the woman, you know, that's a lifelong thing. You know. But understand, Eve will push you to want to deal outside the normal means, man. Because this black woman, and just the women in the West, period, they just wicked, man. Okay, they're just wicked. They have no remorse. They have no fucking affection. They just evil, man. Okay, it's all about me. They no accountability. They're always angry, you know. They always looking to get the one up on you. And they want to destroy your life, man. And this is why this society can't collapse quick enough. All right, because, hey, men are going to come and get their pound of flesh, believe it or not. But anyway, off the topic, it says here, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. All right, so we got to be very, very careful in these day and age not to get caught up in this mindset, man, because a small convenience can lead into you falling out the truth, man. Okay, this is why, you know, you got to pray to Yahweh to keep your spirit on edge, to continue to keep that vexation in your spirit, to give you a reason to hate this place. Because too many convenience and comforts the scriptures goes into it, man. You know, you convene and you comfort, then eventually, you know, the spirit will phase out. So you got to have something that's pricking you in the wrist, so to speak. You know, like the scriptures say, be there for a prick with these words, roughly paraphrase. You got to be pricked with it, man. Okay, you got to remember what this shit is all about. All right. 2 Corinthians 2:11, it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. Yeah. All right, because this is nothing more but devices from Satan, the so-called white man. All right, which is hell-bent on destroying the nation of Israel, our people. Because I'm not gonna lie, the flesh said, damn, that's tempting, you know. That's tempting. And whatever you do behind closed doors is your business. But hey, that shit is like, nah, that shit is off. You know? But, you know, hey, Esau, you know, he got the means to do so. Then, hey, let them do what they do. You heard what she said? She said, you're getting aroused. Basically, she synced up and read his spirit. That's scary, man. And just think about it, right? Within a second, she was able to download his thoughts by syncing up with him, right? Because see, these algorithms, and this is why when you go on your cell phone and you may think of something or you ever speak something out. Let's say if you like big screen TVs or flat screen TVs. You speak on that, and depending on what your settings is, when you go online, it's going to recommend a particular TV to you. You know, because the whole time you're sitting back and you're talking and you're doing certain things, your algorithms are picking up on what you like. So it's the same thing with that doll. She was basically able to read his biometrics, man. So if he like her to moan a certain way or to throw it back a certain way, she going to do all that. And before you know it, bam, he's in a whole fucking marital affair with a robot, man. Okay, that's why she said he's getting aroused. And initially he got aroused because of the submission, which women don't understand. Men love submissive women. That naturally increases testosterone production in men. For all you women out there that complain because your man can't get up for you, maybe it's because you're stressing them out. Okay, maybe because you got the nigga's mindset all out of whack. All right? But anyway, but see, they'll do that and then use an excuse to go and commit adultery. But this is Psalms 106 and 37. It says here, matter of fact, let's start at verses 37. It says, yeah, and they sacrificed their sons and their daughters into devils and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and their daughters, whom they sacrificed into the idols of Canaan. Because all these things are really deities. They're really demons. This whole AI shit is really an evil spirit, man. And all these demons go back into those Hamitic nations, them Hamitic gods. It says, and the land was polluted with blood, and thus they were defiled with their own works and went a-whoring with their own inventions, man. All right? Because, hey, Jake was giving up into lust, and they was worshiping the creature more than the creator. So you go into inventions, it goes into the word, what is it? What is that? I keep forgetting that word. What is it? Law, which means deed, practice, deeds, acts, usually bad. Okay, inventions. And it says here, and went a-whoring with their own inventions. Therefore was the wrath of Yahweh kindled against his people, and so much that he abhorred his own inheritance, and he gave them into the hand of the heathen, that they hated them. It says, and they that hated them rule over them, and their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under hand. All right, so this is where we're at now. Okay, because Jake is giving themselves over into foreign deities, and the Lord commanded us not to do that. All right. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 7 and verses 29. And it reads here, it says, lo, this only have I found, that the Most High have made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. And this is nothing more but an invention. Okay, really rich is really a demon. That's really a demon. Okay, AI is nothing more but a wicked spirit, man, a wicked spirit. That's it. All right, but this word is different. It says device or invention. So this word for device is a little different, which goes into device or invention. Like when you look up the word device, yep, implement, ploy, a thing made or adapted for a particular purpose, especially a piece of mechanical or electronic equipment. Ooh-wee. A thing adapted for a particular purpose, yep. A plan, a method, a trick with particular a particular purpose, a piece of mechanical electronic equipment. Yep, a trick with a particular aim. And what's the aim of this? To turn out humanity, man, and really turn out Jake. Okay, because Esau is basically creating counterfeit gods. He's trying to play the Most High. All right, so he'll give you, and he named the damn robot Eve. It says a turn or a phase intended to produce a particular effect in speech or a literary work. Wow. Is that it? That ain't plain enough. But see, there's a judgment for this too. Because when you go from here to the book of Second Esdras, what is it? Second Esdras 8 and 27. And it reads, and it says here, matter of fact, yep, 27, it says, regard not the wicked inventions of the heathen, but desire those that keep thy testimonies and afflictions. All right. And think not upon those that have walked vainly before thee, but remember them which according to thy will that have known thy fears. So for our sake, the Lord is going to have mercy on us. Okay. And the Lord is going to not disregard the heathen and their wicked inventions. Like all this is going to be in sync with this new technocracy, man. Okay. The MOTB system. Okay. Everything is going to work in tandem. And this is why you have 5G, soon to be 6G, up and running. The phones are getting more advanced. The video games are getting more advanced. Vehicles, even though electric vehicle sales are down, I believe they're down. I can't give you a percentage, but I was reading something up on it the other day, and it was mentioning that electrical vehicle sales are down because people ain't buying them shits, man. For one thing, can't nobody afford them. But they want to push everybody into this digital way of living. And sooner or later, you're going to have men androids walking around here, women androids, kids, and you ain't going to be able to tell the difference on who's real and who's not. And that's what Esau wants. He wants a world of confusion. All right. There's the book of 2 Esdras 13 and 37. It says, and this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations. And this is a wicked invention, which for their wicked life are fallen into tempest, man. All right. And the tempest is going to be that destruction. And they shall lay before them their evil thoughts and the torments wherewith they should begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he should destroy them without labor and by the law, which is like unto me, man. So Yahweh Shai is finna get it in on you devils. Any day now, Lord's will. Coming up on this new administration, this guy Trump, Tom Homan, and J.D. Vance, which one of the brothers speculated that Vance may be a Vespasian in a reincarnation, man, which put hell on Jake. And he showed the picture side by side, and he actually looks like him. So Hey, that'd be a match made in hell. All right. But anyway, this is the book of 2nd Esdras 15. And I'm going to start at verses 48. It says, Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore, thus says the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, and to waste thy houses with destruction and death, right? All right. And it says, And the glory of thy power should be dried up as a flower, and the heat should arise that is sent over thee, because those missiles are going to put an end to all the madness, man, that these people have been conjuring up. Like Esau has all types of shit that he's been conjuring up in these labs, biolabs, underground facilities, you know, and sooner than later, the Lord is going to allow him to release this unholy terror on the planet Earth, man, and it's going to swallow up the wicked of our people. All right. Last precept, 2nd Esdras 16, and I'm going to start at verses 60. It says, In the desert he have made springs of water and pools upon the tops of the mountains, and the floods might pour down from the high rocks to water the earth, because the Lord has created all things good. And it says he made man and put his heart in the midst of the body and gave him a breath of life and understanding, okay, which goes into this truth. It says, Yea, in the spirit of the Almighty, which made all things and searched out all hidden things, because Esau likes to do things in secret. It says, In the secrets of the earth, but surely he knoweth your inventions and what ye think in your hearts, even them that sin and would hide their sin. It says, Therefore have the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. All right. So we keep going on that, but you know, that's the point. But I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will you are edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.